Good afternoon and welcome at one of my favorite regions here in Slovenia. We are in Soča Valley, and this place is also a home of Soča River, which is considered to be one of the most beautiful rivers here in Europe. For tonight I had 3 locations planned out, but for one I was checking older images on the internet, and when I got to the location it was all covered with bushes and trees, so I had to cancel that one. Now I have a big gap in my timeline between the first and the last scene, and we will try to keep an open mind on what to shoot in between. Maybe we will do some star trails or something similar, because I haven't done those in quite a while. But first, let's check out the first scene. And here we have it. Quite a simple and at the same time beautiful scene of river Korytnica and Mount Jerebica in the background. I love how the river works as a leading line and it takes you towards the mountain. From there the line continues with the Cygnus region of the Milky Way on the left side of Jerebica. But it won't go without challenges and problems. The first problem is gonna be this bridge, because it will be visible in the scene as the Cygnus sets right behind those trees. The only solution I see is that I lean over a bit with my tripod, and at the same time I can just hope and pray it doesn't fall from the bridge. The second challenge is this is a suspension bridge, so it's gonna be quite bouncy. Now the sun is setting, so let's head over to the second location. Now we are just across the border in Italy at a lake called Lago del Predil, and check out this scene. The lake is just a little bit frozen, but we still have reflections, so we just might get a great star trail image here. And by the way, that mountain over there, this is Jerebica, the same mountain we have on our first location, just on the other side. Once again, we have quite a straightforward and obvious scene with island and mountain in the background. And in the sky, it's gonna be probably everyone's favorite Orion. Also, this is where I took my first proper tracked astro image back in 2019. And here we go again, making the first vlog. Now it's time to head back and let's start taking some images. First, we're gonna start with the landscape, and for this I'll use my Astro modified Z6 and Sigma 28mm art. For capturing the sky, this is the setup I'll be using tonight. I've placed my Nikon Z6 with Sigma 28mm on top of Fornax Slide Track Star Tracker. In between I have Move Shoot Move V-plate, an indexing rotator and a pano head. I will also use an astronomic 12nm H-alpha filter, which will help me to capture more of isolated hydrogen signal. Image number 1 is in the bag, or at least I hope so, because it wasn't exactly a smooth sail. Now let's get back on the other side of the mountain. But before we do that, let's take a look at why exactly it wasn't a smooth sail and how the image looks like. Turns out, shooting from a suspension bridge is not an easy task. My initial plan was to take 3 sets of images for each panel. Maybe to stack them, maybe to use them as a backup. But, as you can see here, all 3 images ended up with trails. Luckily for me, PT GUI was just able to stitch the panorama together. It's time for start trails. Start trails are running, and for this I'm using my Nikon Z6 with my Nikon 18-35, which is my vlogging lens. And we should get something to eat. All right, I'm all fed and watered, so let's go check if the camera is still there. Start trails are done. I think I got around an hour of data, and here is the image. And now it's time for the last image of the night. So it's gonna be the island, Mount Jerebica and Orion in the sky. We will use the same setup as before, but we won't be doing panorama. We will be doing just tracking and stacking, but I'll aim for a bit more of integration time. I think this is it for tonight. My camera is taking one of the last exposures. Then it's time to pack and to go home. It was a great night. I honestly can't remember when it was the last time when we had such a clear night. I think it was towards the end of summer or maybe early autumn. So it's safe to say 2024 astrophotography season is off to a great start. A big thank you to those of you who made it so far. Here is the last image. I hope to see you soon, and bye bye.